must succeed. Let's make sure that history never forgets the name. Enterprise. Guard out.
Our lives are different to anybody else's. That's the exciting thing. Nobody in the universe can do what we're doing.
Greenville, I am calling battle station. Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Oh, hundreds and hundreds, but don't worry. I started a very long time ago.
Calling the War Council of Gallifrey. This is the Doctor.
You might say I've been doing this all my lives.
Good luck.
Stand by.
Ready. Commencing calculations. Soon be there.
Cross the boundaries that divide one universe from another.
Got to lock onto his coordinates.
And for my next trick, I didn't know when I was well off. All 12 of them.
No, sir.
Ah! All 13!
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, yes, indeed. The eyebrows do indeed have it. Good evening, good morning, as we say in Israel. Shavua Tov, baby. Shavua Tov. Shavua Tov means good week, right? Good week. And actually, we could have done the moon dance tonight, but there was no moon. What am I talking about? I could have performed the prayer of Kiddush Levana, which is basically do it at the 4 days after the start of the month. You could after Sabbath. There's this really long, weird. Everything's so long and weird. There's this really long, weird prayer that you do after evening services, after a Sabbath is out. Evening services take like 10, 15 minutes max, right? So you go outside. You have to do it outside. That's the first thing. Somebody paid. And this is brilliant, actually. I'm very glad they did. For a giant, like this huge silver shield. It's massive. It's like like 5 meters by 10. It's huge, right? It with the verses that you say during this prayer service, and you it's really weird. Like you have to say you have an introduction that you say about 6 verses 3 times each, right? And the first one is, as I dance closer to the moonlight. It's like weird shit like that, right? But you go up on your tippy toes. Whenever you say this little okay, so which is weird, okay? Which is weird, but we do that, right? But then, right, when after you go through these different these like 3 or 4 different things, then the next one is saying Shalom Aleichem, which is the traditional greeting, Jew to Jew, baby. Jew to Jew, baby. Shalom Aleichem, right? As the Arabs say, Salam Aleichem, right? But we say Shalom Aleichem. Get some going, baby. That's when you know you're in Jewville. Anyway. But you have to go, because you do it in a big crowd, right? Outside synagogue. Then you have to go to people. And you go, Shalom Aleichem. Basically saying hello. And you say back, Alechem Shalom, right? Which is how you do it. I often confuse people. I go, Shalom Alechem, and they go, Alechem Shalom. I go, yeah, how you doing? He's like, what? What do you mean? Now we started a conversation. It's easy to freak out Jews. We've been twitchy since the pogroms. What can I tell you? Anyway, I digress. That's real. Only that line describes world Jewry to a T. We've been twitchy since the pogroms. Yeah, I think that's fair. I probably were a little bit twitchy after Spain as well. Anyway, I digress, ladies and gentlemen. What's I talking about? Oh yeah. So, but we couldn't do it tonight because it is there was no mood. I was like, yes. See, normally I do the evening prayer at home. I'm like, I can't bother go sure. Leave me alone. Don't want to. Right? Right. But tonight is the anniversary of my father's passing. It's really weird. I remember really clearly coming home from synagogue that night. And now, because that's back when I used to go. Coming home from synagogue that Motzash, just like tonight, the new week, the day after Sabbath, right? And think, because my dad was a bit on death's door for a month, and think, yeah, he's probably dead. He was like, I'll be amazing, and yes, he was, right? So it's 6 years, man. It's a long time. Oh, whoa, I tell you, didn't miss much, Dad. I have to tell you. What's been on in the last 6 years that I would rate? I mean, Picard season 3. Don't die for Picard. Like, fuck me. Is that it? I don't know. I mean, I'll be upset if I died without seeing Picard season 3. It's like Next Gen Wrath of Khan, right? It is pucker, right? Absolutely pucker. It's 100% on the money. But wait, last 6 years. That's takes you to 2017. Doom. I'm following the David Lynch version. Leave me alone. I'm telling you, these are the things that's worth. Okay, if I could suggest to my father that he didn't die and he could get that wish, right? What's worth living for? Let's come out the last 7. Oh, man. That is I mean, I don't know. Silo wasn't bad. Don't die, Dad. Silo isn't bad. I mean, what are you going to say? Somebody's got cancer, and they're like, I need hope. Doctor, I'm worried my cancer's going to come back. You thought I feel a bit socially awkward. Now it all makes sense. Oh, I didn't get it before. That was the worst moment in Doctor Who. Okay, I just want to be clear. That was it. That was the worst moment in Doctor Who. Fuck the Timeless Child. That bit. That was the worst bit in Doctor. Oh, that was the lowest Doctor Who had ever been. It's by that point, by a long time after that, Doctor Who reached a point that it was so skanky, it wasn't even a turn on to have sex with her. Right? It's metaphorically speaking, of course. I know, but nothing. Anyway, so there's a short memorial prayer you say at the end of services, which I went when you need like a quorum of 10 people to do that. That's like a prayer group. So I begrudgingly went to synagogue. So went there to say this, and then came over and then during another ritual, mate. You have no idea how many insane rituals there are being religious. I mean, like. If I started to document it, you'll be like, one of the Jewish laws is you're supposed. Are you out your bloody mind, mate? Have you ever had a bacon double cheeseburger? Really? Have you ever had like popcorn shrimp? Don't give that. What the fuck do you get out of it? Are you out your mind? Right, that's actually a commandment to do that, right? And I think that's fair. I think it's just God being fair, frankly, being a bit, decent. What can I tell you? Anyway, oh yeah. So then during so it's a thing called Havdalah. You come home, right, on synagogue, or you finish the, as I normally do in the kitchen, pray on my own, the evening prayer. And then you have a thing called Havdalah, which is it's weird. I say this passage. My wife normally, somebody holds up a candle. It's going to be a candle made of three candles knitted together, right? Because a candle would just be too fucking simple, right? No, so there's going to be 3 motherfucking candles knitted for fucking. Why? Because we're Jews. Anyway. And at least 2 wicks have to be lit, and the flames have to join. Okay, why? Some Kabbalistic thing, right? And so you welcome you in the week, and you have this candle, and you're saying a blessing over a goblet of wine, right? And first say the blessing of the wine, then you say a blessing over spices, right? He passes, I don't know, cinnamon around or clothes or something, around, and he has to sniff it. And then you hold up the candle, right? And you say blessing of the candle, and hold up the hands like this, right? Well, you have to, but you're supposed to. If you see the candle's reflection in your nail, right? It's supposed to be reminiscent of the skin of Adam and Eve. Right, so they were kind of shiny, as far as I can make out. In fact, I think the Aronofsky movie, of the Aronofsky Noah movie, probably had a scene in the Garden of Eden that really yeah. So that so we and then when we do that, we normally so at the end you put out the candle, right? You drink some of the wine, then you pour it out over the candle, and then Sabbath is out, and you can actually eat again, right? You're not. There's too much to tell you. All right, and so my wife takes that light before it gets put out, and lights 2 little tea candles, so you can take the light of Sabbath, which we have just enjoyed, into the week. It's a very nice custom. I like that. So anyway, I also lit a Yortzeit candle, which is a 24-hour candle. And this is the genre world I live in, right? Whenever I do it, I always imagine on Connor McLeod, right? When he goes and lights the candle for my buddy Heather, right? Before he takes on Kurgan. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're on the wrong channel. Highlander, baby. Highlander. Where you from, Nash? You sound funny. A lot of places. There's just great bits in that. Also, what's his name? As the villain is off the charts. I love it. Sean Connery. Yeah, no, okay. I love a bit of Highlander. It's bonkers and stupid. I even quite like Highlander 2, the Renegade cut. I think that was quite good. I kind of remember liking the Mario Van Peebles one, which was Highlander 47 or so. I can't remember. Right? I can't remember. But that's a movie they haven't been able to replicate. Anyway, it's for me. I've been off so I didn't realize people didn't know this, right? I forget. It's like Doctor Who has to do an episode with the companion experiencing a new world for the first time, right? Many times over, right? That's fine. It's because there's all. Doctor Who works best, in my opinion, when intelligent 12-year-olds or 9-year-olds even, right, just dig it, right? That's where that's the sweet spot. 9 to 13-year-olds, like smart 9 to 13-year-olds, right, really should dig it, right? I don't know, my kids are too old. I can't really have a beat on it anymore. What was that with Doctor Who? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah. So so they repeat. So I forget people don't know that I'm offline, right? Because review it yourself. He was asking me to come on a stream. I don't even know, right? I haven't had time to really look at it yet. Didn't know. He said, "Are you streaming?" It's on Friday night. I'm like, didn't know that I'm offline Friday night. Which is again, it's a weird Jewish. We've just spoken about weird Jewish customs. We have a lot of them. One weird Jewish custom is you're not allowed to interact directly with electricity, right? You can't turn light switches on and off. That's like you can set up a time switch, no problem, right? But you can't turn things on and off. So that's basically that basically means you're offline because I can't click any keys or do any of that. I'm like, well, I can't do it, which is fine because before up until the war, people didn't used to have their phones around, but now it's like you're rabbinically ordinated to carry a phone. And I said, fuck off, leave me alone. If there's something going on, someone's going to tell me. You want to give it authority, don't make it rabbinically ordinated to me, mate. Right? That deauthorizes it. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, I'm normally offline from sundown on Friday, which this time of year is about 4 o'clock, 4:30. Till about 5:30, 25 hours later. So I'm like, I'm really coming. I have no idea. Like I'm coming out of voice. So I felt bad because like I didn't respond. I felt like I was being a cunt, right? So I had to like respond before Havdalah. That service, that I told you about. Anyway, quick Sabbath report because it was freaking awesome, right? Oh my god. We have both my sons home, right? The younger son is home for till Wednesday. He's got a lot of time. Actually, I got a couple of good pictures. I got one thing of him. Oh my god, I can't show it to you but it's freaking awesome. Oh my god, what's the with? It's so bizarre, right? It's so freaking bizarre. Oh, where's our team a bit? Here we go. It was over here. Let me grab that. Well, that actually might be privileged. Hang on. I'm not sure I can show you that because it might be inside a tank. Is that inside a tank? I think it is, but I don't want to take the chance, right? Because that's like intelligence. There you go. I'll bring this picture up of it. The other picture was way better of him sleeping with a bazooka. So as I said, he's home, but also my younger son is home, who is a famous, wonderful asshole, right? And is also just he spent like 1 week of married life with his wife over the past 3 months. They've been married for like 3 months. So the little backup story to that was my wife went super Jewish mother, right? She heard. Let me pull this up. This is so funny because this is what the war looks like in the real world, right? It's so funny. There he is, Captain Arsehole. He just got promotion. Look, he looks like such an arsehole because he is, and he loves being an arsehole. So yeah, he's with his young wife who is French. Who look, for the life of me, if it turns out that Bernard Cribbins is doing Madame Chalet doing her voice, from inside, I wouldn't be surprised. That she's we do not do this. This is she's very French. We will go here. I have made the journal. That's what she's like. All right, so it's very surreal. Anyway, so his brother's also home, as I said, who's like real combat, and they take the piss out of each other. So we had was a neighbor who's like was a single mother. Known them most of her life, I think, and her young son. Like she's sadly, one of the reasons I ache for the Messiah to come, and I really do, right? I really do, because one of the things I think the Messianic age will do will solve this insoluble problem that it's a man's world, baby. In the Jewish dating and marriage world, it's a man's world, like you wouldn't believe. In that, like. Every boy can find a girl to date and marry, right? Like basically everybody can find one as long as you can stay, washed and employable, right? That's basically it. That's all you need to do, right? Stay washed and employable. And please, just hear me, guys. Just stay washed and employable, right? That opens so many doors, right? In a good way. Anyway. And also ladies, obviously. See, it's how ladies say washed and employed, but they're like, well, of course. Anyway, I digress. So she's divorced. Her husband turned out not to be the ideal match, and her divorce was just a miserable thing. Anyway, so now she's got she's a single mother with a young son who is gorgeous. Oh, we love him. Oh, he's so cute, this kid. Anyway, so they were like with us for both meals on Sabbath, right? Because again, we're close friends. We have a rule: come in pajamas. It's fine, right? Anyway, so this little kid idolizes Arya, this one, right? Because he's like a Chael in active combat, and he is a Chael in active combat. He's got this sideline going. That's one of the things I can't show you. Right, he like somebody sponsored like these flak jackets or something. Like there is a lot. It was like $25,000 worth. So they made a thank you video of him where they wrote his name on a shell. It said, "There, this is from what's his name?" And they say shit clothing. and firing, and then he wants me to edit together it from outside when it goes boom when it hits whatever it hits, right? But yeah, the other thing he sent me, which I'm not allowed to show you, right? He'll get in trouble. He'll get because he's like a private joker, right? This kid is like just takes a piss, right? And he's reasonably popular. Anyway, so but now he has his arsehole older brother with him, right? And he's such an arsehole. Oh, God bless him. He's such an arsehole. See, this shows you what an arsehole I am, because I'm so proud of him being such an arsehole. And I think if he didn't sense that, he wouldn't be such an. I don't know. But look at that arsehole face. He's such an arsehole. God bless him. Anyway, the way that he says, he says this one. He has to salute me, right? They're like take the piss out of each other all night long, and also today. So that was a lot of fun, right? That was like the food was also insanely good. Oh my God! They used my jam. Oh, we used my jam on meatballs, right? They took my lime jam. Made a meatball. The next jam I made is called Parmalit. It's kind of like tastes like grapefruit, right? That one. That's my next project. I think I've worked out how to do that. Anyway, I've got big into making the jam because it tastes freaking awesome. Oh my God! Because I wanted to preserve the lemons and the limes in my garden, so I thought, well, let's try making jam. Fuck me, did that work? Anyway. I digress. So we had so I made this lime marmalade, which basically my wife uses as a glaze on meatballs, which we had last night. So we have meatballs, really good chicken. Oh, we call it chicken greenspan because we got the recipe from the Greenspan family, who we quite like. Which is really simple. You just take chicken, make sure it's very dry, put it in the middle of a glass dish, and put salt all around the outside of it, but not touching the chicken. Right, you come out this awesome, crispy on the outside chicken, and so juicy and gooey on the inside. Oh, that shouldn't give me an erection, but it does. Anyway, he so yeah, so we had the chicken, meatballs, very good roast potatoes. The trick of a good roast potato is they're supposed to crunch and be fluffy on the inside. Peas, of course, because we're not commoners. And what else do we have? I can't remember. I don't recall. Right, I don't recall. Anyway, that was Friday night. Then for today, today we had way too much food. That's the problem. We normally do a thing called a kiddush when I come over from synagogue at 9, like about 9 in the morning. It's like fish and like fried fish or smoked fish, that sort of like herring and crackers and a bit of cheese, essentially. Maybe some egg salad, that sort of thing, right? So we finish eating that about 9:30, 10, and we eat like about 12, 1 o'clock, right? We have some time in between. You have a nap on the couches. So my kids, because they get up so freaking late, right? They're drinking like fishes. Because again, they're just out of a war, right? They're taking a break from war. They can have some scotch, and so it's fine. I'm not giving them a shit about that. So, but they are. So, and they're also very cute together. Anyway, so they end up finishing eating like about 12. They have a huge one. They started at like 11:30. It goes on like 12. So we don't end up eating like 2:30, 3. It was ridiculous. It was crazy. But we had a couple of courses. First course was a very, very thick meat, mushroom, and barley soup. And, oh God, was that good? Oh, excellent. It was thick, like your spoon could stand up in it. It was very good. But then we were still like super full, right? Because I noshed on their kiddush too. Anyway, I digress. And then my wife had made schnitzel, and she's worked out a way of like reheating it, so because you can't make it on Sabbath. And rice, and I lost count of how much stuff there was. But it was a very good Sabbath. Yeah, so it's fun with these two around, right? And also my older daughter's around, who is insane, right? Absolutely. Mind-bogglingly insane. Anyway, we love AI, baby. We love AI. I guess say I'm proud. I think as I say, this is what AI was made for. Obviously, she's got a better body than Lala Ward, but it kind of feels Lala Wardy. So that kind of which way should I go next? Though, right? I don't know. I'm like, I think it's got to be Erin Gray. I think that's our next stop. If I can find getting the hair is going to be hard though, right? You got to in the prompt you got to describe the hair correctly. And it's like big, bushy, auburn hair, I guess. I don't know. But I would have to put Tweaky in with it, obviously, to make it clear, right? Make it clear what's going down. Anyway, what is going down? There's some weird. Should we do the chat and then I'll talk about the general weirdness in the world, right? There is general weirdness going down, and then of course we got the show stuff to do. By the way, I think I've been doing us proud for the thumbs up. Look at the last live. What a great Clara, right? Her boobs are a bit uneven, but it's AI, baby. What can you do? I'm not going to complain. But yeah. I think these things are coming on. I think maybe a Joe Grant, maybe that might be the next stop. Wow, Joe Grant in some kind of psychedelic lingerie. Yeah, maybe with Austin Powers, or maybe Austin Powers head swap for John Pertwee. Oh yes, that's tomorrow's thumbnail. Sexy Joe Grant, right? In some kind of psychedelic lingerie, and Austin Powers as played by John Pertwee, right? That's the plan, ladies and gentlemen. That's the plan. I think it's an awesome one, frankly. Fine. So we're about to Otis started his first here. I hope everyone's seen Otis started stop motion. It's very cool. It's a lot of fun. Just started using AI. I'd have to say I don't know why what I didn't look into it earlier. I know it's a tool. Really, honestly, it's the future. It's here. All right, I hate to tell you, if I had the money, right? If I ended up tomorrow, I have $1 billion, right? I will put tens of millions into developing the following platform, an AI comic book generation suite, right? Where you could, it would have several ingredients. You would have components. You would have a character design or the suite where you essentially design your characters, and then you would have the comic book page, right? And each page you would. You could either set it to interpret script, or you could set it to have you do it, right? So you work out how each page looks, right? You work out the numbers of panels on the page and where the characters go, the camera angle, the tone, the dramatization, is it comedic, whatever, right? You could put the characters and who's there and anyone, I guess you would also have background characters as well, and then it would generate that via AI, right? But then I thought you could go to people and have them license their style, right? So let's say you wanted a Brian Boland style comic, right, made by AI. You will pay $50 a month for a Brian Boland subscription, right? And he gets so let's say you get 1,000 people doing that, he's getting what, 30 grand a month. It sounds like a fair exchange, right? I think he gets paid. I figured it would be 40-60 split. That's iTunes, I believe, isn't it? I think so. But yeah. I said, or like Kev O'Neill, or like Pastor. You go to the States, right? You go to Ian Gibson. You go, any number of American. I can't even think who like. I don't know. I keep thinking of English people like Steve Dillon, right? And I find that completely artistically legitimate, frankly. This doesn't preclude people from being able to create great art, and make that and not do it via AI. All power to them, right? Oh, definitely all power to them. I think it's a great discipline. Right, but it's not like anyway. I wonder how much it would cost to make that, because that would be an awesome suite, right? It really would, and you could really see people's creativity there, right, and see what it looks like. But yeah, I would love that. I would use the crap out of that, right? And it'll probably be able to do it'll definitely be able to do the lettering for you as well automatically, right? And then you could control that. Trouble with AI is it's not controllable enough. It's all about finding the right prompts, right? Once it's been properly programmed, it's incredible. The annoying thing is you have to pay a premium, and if you get an AI art app, you have unskippable ads. I use Midjourney, which is $10 a month, which I totally fine, right? I use Midjourney and I use Sexy.ai, right? I would create something live with Sexy.ai in front of you, but five times out of 10, it comes out to be X-rated or R-rated. It's like not X-rated, but explicit, right? And I don't want to do that, right? And I always put in tags like safe for work, SFW, and it just says, you work in a porn shop. I was like, how is that safe for work? All these tits everywhere. I don't know. Anyway, I use Midjourney as the one I pay for. I can't remember the name of FaceSwap AI I use. I can't remember, but this one again looks fantastic. I mean, this really sells it to me. It's young Lala Ward, right? I'm fine with this. Darren M is here. Greetings for the solicitation. How you doing, Darren M? Beware low-flying bicycles is here. If you thought still not watch Christmas Special, as is still your right, my good man. Right? And it's also, you can have an opinion on it too, is all I care. I don't mind. Right? You can say, I don't want to because I think it's shit. That's fine. That's a totally legitimate opinion. In my opinion, right? Totally legitimate. Mr. Jekyll and Hyde is here. You do, Mr. Jekyll and X-Men 577. Jonathan Cox is here. Stingray, Brad. Anything happened in the next half hour? I had a really bizarre thought while watching that intro, and I think one of the best intros in fandom, I have to tell you, I do love it, is when Picasso, let's be sure, history never forgets the name. Enterprise. Dun, 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 dun. So I would love, I don't know how to put this into a story, but this is more of a backdrop of a story. A other dimensional or otherworldly or from the distant future discovers Star Trek, and they, without understanding it properly, they make their own version. Kind of like Galaxy Quest, right? But it's not, it's more of a TV show they made, right? And so maybe they time travel to get somebody from this time, a nerd, so they can refine their Star Trek. Oh, that'd be so. That again, that is that's a really weird. I have to tell you, that'd be a really weird. I would say, what's the genre I'm talking of? Noir. That could be a really weird noir movie, right? Okay, so you have an ordinary nerd, right? Oh man, this is a great movie, right? And again, I'll make it with AI. You have an ordinary nerd, and they are kidnapped by some otherworldly force, and it turns out they're sent to the far, far future, right, where the descendants of humanity are making their own entertainment version based on these the historical records of Star Trek. They saw how people love Star Trek, right? So and they've made it, right? And they want to like test it on somebody who's seen Star Trek, so that's why they kidnapped the guy, right? So that's why. So you have his journey while he's there in his strange alien world, right? The strange, inconceivable alien world. It's I was going to say, so I can just imagine again a more of a noir love story, right? Yeah, maybe he falls in love there. I don't know. That sounds like a great little story to be had, right? It does, doesn't it? I don't know. It's so bizarre and kooky. I would really love that. Maybe I'll write it. Oh, I don't know. It sounds really fun. But again, with that AI comic suite, I'll make it as a comic book, 100%, no question. Right, no question. We're up to Mr. Jekyll ID. I said hello, Mr. Jekyll ID. PD Richard ID and PD Rich. Thank you for joining us. Sadago 24. How are you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us. There was also about 23 was we didn't get Dune Part 2. Yes! Literally one of the only things worth looking forward to. We have Picard Season 2. I mean, Season 3, I should say. Right? That's it. Right? And that's really it. That's why agnostic and a more believe in Asian astronaut theory. Well, they kind of all gel together. I hate to tell you. If you will excuse my not so spiritual brain, perhaps there's some more odd rituals to either cause a society to stick together or encourage attention to detail in life. No, they're Jews. No, again, it's a Jewish trait to be very. What's the word I'm thinking of? Not pragmatic. Pragmatic is the opposite. To be fastidious, right? To be very exacting about understanding the law, essentially. Because it's the way Jews show off, right? Because it's a dick measuring contest, right? And a lot of these traditions are there for good reason, and you don't really notice them. They actually just form part of your life. There is more of a background hum. And they're kind of fun. They're all sort of enjoyable, I have to tell you. And they all kind of have meaning, right? And a function. There's just explaining it to somebody who doesn't live it. It's like, oh my God, there's so many hurdles of like, oh wait, I got to explain, and then oh wait, I got to explain that. Oh wait, I got to explain that, right? It's more that, right? It's more that. But from like if you look at things out of context, like a great example which doesn't really work anymore was try and understand like ritualistic language, right? Like for example, let's say you're from the year 50,000, right? And you're doing an archaeological dig around this era, right? About 10 years ago, and you thought people worshipped an apple. Right, it was the apple cult. People thought apple were the most superior, well put together things, and that imagery of an apple, right, would have a certain it doesn't anymore, obviously, would have a certain connotation, right? That's what symbolism is, right? So explaining symbolism if you don't know the vocabulary. Right, the Jewish vocabulary is built up, and it's not just a spoken vocabulary. It's a cultural vocabulary of experience built up from basically a nomadic lifestyle, going from country to country to country. Right, and always being shit scared, right? We've been jittery since the pogrom, right? That's what I came up with earlier today. So explaining somebody who was outside of that cultural understanding, and boy, is it complex, right? You don't realize how insane it is until you try and do it. Right, it's very hard if you're not religious or of a certain world group. I think, but it's like I don't know. Let's say you're Greek, right, and there's a Greek culture, and explaining it outside it's very hard, right? It's so crazy. Oh my God, it's so crazy. But Matthew Pounder is here. Matthew Pounder, thank you for joining us. To Darren. Oh, Darren, never said hello to you. Well, I'll say hello again. You know, I'm an equal opportunity at saying hello to. Sovereign is yes, when the Ekiro is going to make an AI image of me. Oh, Eki thumb up, bloody hell. You're at the bottom of the barrel, darling. You're at the bottom. Let me know in the chat if there's any masturbatory fantasy and sci-fi you would like me to take care of for you. That might well be coming. Wait. How can you be rabbinically ordinated to carry and by implication respond to your phone and not react to electricity? Do you have steam? No. Again, you have exceptions, right? When it's a threat to life, right? Yeah, that's the having the phone. I don't do it because it feels too stupid. But when it's a threat to life, right, and you're aiding somebody. On a what's the word? Not moral, on a life or death basis, right? You it's everything's fine, right? You suspend all laws, right? It's really weird, but you do. So always time for security, but I've was a friend of mine who's with there's a volunteer guard, right? Who's now been drafted in the army, but there's a volunteer guard, and he would have like 3 or 4 phones of him on Sabbath, and they would always be talking on it, right? Now this person's been injured here because he's part of that security group, right? So most of these rules aren't hard and fast, like you can't deny God's existence, right? That sort of thing. But you can, if there's something that will help save life, you can do that. I tend not to, but my kids are in the army all the time. They lost track, or during the first month or so of Gaza, what day it was even, right? They had no idea. Arseholes on parade. Who was that? What was that? Diesel powered toilet paper. No. It's Although I forgot. Yeah. Okay. Another thing. Oh, what a great example. We have Shabbat toilet paper, right? Because you're not allowed to tear it on the roll. Right, because that's okay. It breaks down like this. Fine. Let me go. I have to. We'll go deep. Right. It breaks down like this. I have to get Lara off the screen so I can think. What is prohibited on Sabbath? Right. It is the 39 areas of labor that were performed to create the Jewish temple, the Beit HaMikdash. Right, which are Kabbalistically the 39 forms of labor that were performed to create reality. Right. So. That's made the 39 molochos. So you have like winnowing. You have like starting a fire, right? So that's the problem with turning a light switch on, because you're connecting the circuit. You're allowing the current, the spark of the current, travel through, and that microscopic amount of electricity is deemed fire, right? So that's basically it. What's he saying? Spaceballs reference. Who's this? That arsehole's major arsehole. That ship is run by arseholes. You're telling me I'm surrounded by arseholes. Darren Bradley's here. As you can tell by the proliferation of arseholes. Philip Bogart, thank you for joining us. And Big Bushy 70s hair. Exactly. The original TARDIS interior in the thumbnail now, that's what I'm talking. Oh, I know. Oh, I really don't like the new TARDIS. Right? This is more, by the way, the 1980s one. But I really don't like the new TARDIS, right? I'm really not a fan at all. It's just like sterile and huge and like, oh God. I'm going to watch the new season and I'm going to do like deep dive reviews. So like, I'll be covering it. And certainly what I've what they put on screen, I found entertainment of Shooty Gutwa and Millie Gibson. I'm excited to see more adventures with them. Yeah, you got to watch it for what it is, in the context of what it is, which is a 2024 reboot of Doctor Who, right? Trying to, coalesce this with classic Who or Clue Up. It's interesting. I think this is how brilliant Robert Holmes was. I think he was the one who invented the regeneration time limit of there being 12 times. That's basically it. He's right. You have like 12, you have like 13, 14 max, right, before it starts to all fall apart. Did you notice that? So we had, 7, then Paul McGann 8, I guess. What did I do? War Doctor is 9. Then the 9th Doctor is 10. The 10th Doctor is 11 and 12. Weirdly, the 11th Doctor is 13, and somehow we got another one. 40. Bloody no! I've run out. Peter Capaldi. Oh no, because that's when they started the new regeneration cycle. Right, and basically up until then, you can put them all on one poster, and it's fine. Ever since then, with Jodie bringing another 2 in, it's just stupid. It's too many at that point. That's what broke it. I have to tell you, making the Doctor into Kanye West. So Sonic 24. That is funny. Sorry, I got distracted by who was it? Beware Low Fine by Westfall's comment. Old Jizmags were all Bush. 2 years before I knew what else was down there. Yeah, they were full of a lot of Bush, a lot of what's the word? That by the slow 70s. It feels like it should be in brown paper. Men only. Oh, yeah, it feels like that should be the brown paper bag. Like it's got a weird printing smell, and you don't know what it is. It's like somehow more expensive, yet more lower class and razzle. Anyway, I digress. Where are we up to? I don't know what I was talking about, but talk of 1970s jizz. What can I tell you? You're in my ballpark right then. Mark Millward, Rabbi, prayer for your family. Would you do a thumb or nail of the 3rd Doctor in a Carry On film, maybe as a movie poster? I think I might have to. I love a bit of Carry On. I won't see Gladiators, and it doesn't interest me. Plus, we've got Bradley Walsh as a host. I really got to see that. Okay, by the way, what did Mr. Bates post versus the Post Office ratings? They were crazy. Let me just look that up right now. I haven't seen that. I got to see it versus the Post Office ratings. They were like in the 15 millions, right? They were like this idea, like, oh, we don't get bigger. 9.2 million overnight. Fuck me. That's the first episode. 9.2 overnight. Not consolidated. Overnight. Bloody hell. That's crazy. Right? And you know why? Quality drama people cared about. I haven't seen it. I have to now. But like this idea, you don't get big viewing figures. Yes, because you just make shit that nobody wants to know about. You just want to lecture me that Yasmin Finney is a beautiful girl. And I really think you're lying to me twice. And you only said 3 words. One of them, A. All right? And I don't begrudge you your beliefs. God, do you think I'm mad at Christians? And they did the Crusades. But no, honestly, for God's sake, different people believe different shit. It's fine. Oh, the shit I believe is crazy. It's okay. Right? It's okay. Alphabet Chorus. Oh, you're also crazy. No one's attacking you by not agreeing with your bonkers worldview. That big swinging dick is a woman. No, it's not. It's a man with a kink. Fuck me. And that's fine. I don't care, man with a kink, right? I don't care at all. But that's what it is. Thinking that Napoleon sister movie, like a double feature to watch with Gladiator. No, Winter Weather. Oh, yeah, it came back. Thank you. But especially with real strong recommend, right? Yeah, I'm back. Oh, man, I thought I was gone. Right? I thought I was gone. Oh, no, I'm back. Blimey. Okay. Let me bring the thumbnail back up. Share screen. I mean, like, I don't know how much you heard me, but I was like, oh, come on. No. Clara's colour was also close to the original. So Dr. Alex had this really cool idea of doing Clara's TARDIS all in white, right? And that really works, right? That's a really good update of the TARDIS, right? This new TARDIS is just shit. I'm sorry, it really is. It's just shit, right? I'm sorry to tell you, but it is, right? It's just shit. Billy. Start to my head back. I'm not a bellend, Billy. Yeah, they did make him look like a bellend. I'm sure they did that on purpose. But yeah, fine. I'm back. I found the chat where Rabbi's talking about big bushy 70s hair. Oh yes. Oh yeah. There we go. Fine. Fly Highlanders here. Who loves a thumbnail? Good for you, sir. A man of taste and discernment. P.D. Rich says, that's Tzvi Lebetkin. Well, there's going to be some supreme being in the universe. If our own God is the human race is doomed. Well, that's you. What you're saying there is biblically what is wrong with what's driving, this evil in society. There we go. I can understand. Look, people got rid of the shackles of a shared morality of religion, right? And I can understand that, right? I can totally understand that. It's there are many reasons, but like, man, the baby went out with a bathwater, right? If we could have saved that shared morality, and so what they're doing is like, which is incredible. What the sages have always said, that once you get rid of religion, God will go next, right? You will make yourself God, right? And that's exactly what we saw. It's really crazy, right? But why do they say their will, is more important than actual physical reality? Because they have replaced God in their head, right? I'm not going to tell you, but yeah, we're doomed. You're right. You're absolutely doomed. Aaron Gay and Brianne Leary from Planet of the Slave Girls. I don't know what Planet of the Slave Girls are, but boy, I will be spanking it to that later. Someone was so Jew, Karen, that they invented a way to stop using toilet paper on Sabbath. No, that was That was right at the beginning. There's a famous story. That's at the beginning of toilet paper. Yeah. When toilet paper was first invented, right? It was. This is when the Jewish law came out, because you apply according to the principles. So that actually happened in real time. That was fascinating, right? When it actually happened in real time. There's been weirder things that happened in real time that have made no sense. Okay, there's one tradition, right, which I'm convinced is going to go, which is the Ashkenazi. That's the Western European Jews, right? On Passover, they do not. Grain is not kosher on Passover. However, the Sephardim, the Eastern Jews, right? They never had that tradition. Now, Sephardim make up the majority of Israel, right? I think Israel is the future of world Jewry, and so they all eat corn, right? And while the Western Jews have to look on the ingredients of everything on Pesach to make sure that it doesn't include corn flour or cornstarch, right? That sort of thing. So it's just complicated, mate. Yeah. But the toilet paper actually happened in real time. Rabbi, after 3 years watching you on TV and only seeing your Facebook messages, do you know that the shit it takes to set up a Google account, then a YouTube channel, just so I can say hello? I'm sorry it took so much work. Hello. Why don't you send me a Facebook message? You do send me a Facebook message. Wait a minute. You sent me a Facebook message recently. I recognize your bloody name. Let me see. There you go. 6 days ago. Right? Actually, I sent you a voice message. There you go. They got the trailer out for the new Third Doctor audio. Maybe we will check that out soon. But yeah, welcome to the channel. Why have we got a bloody firework going on in the distance? Well, yeah, for me, it's probably gunfire. Rabbi, next is 33:2. It stated, "I will send an angel before you and drive out the Canaanites." From a Jewish. Come on, internet. Fine. Give me a second. I'm going to look it up right now. Let's find out. Torah online. Doink. There we go. Lubavitch. Okay, one second. Let's share screen. It's so funny. I'm going on for like a wank picture of an AI wank picture of Lala Ward to Bible verse, right? That's why you love my channel, baby. So what do you say? Where is it? Exodus 33:2. Exodus 33. Let's have a look. Go. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Fine. I will send an angel before you. I'll drive up the Canaanites, the Amorites, the Hittites, the Hittites. Fine. Show the commentary. Let's see what the commentary has to say. I will drive out. There are 6 nations listed here. 7 nations were mentioned in Genesis 15. And this is because the Israelites got up and emigrated because of them. The Israelites, of their own accord, they basically ran away. But did they say anything about the angel? What parsha is this? I mean, this is about what we're reading right now. Is this the 10 Commandments? We're halfway through the 10 Commandments right now. This is coming up soon. So the nature of the angel. Fine. Let's go back to your question. Hang on, share screen. Fine. Enough of that Bible verse. Lala Ward sits. They activate. There you go. Yep. I just pressed the wrong button. There you go. Whoops. So where was it? What were you asking me? Oh, I lost it. Hang on. The Doctor. Where is it? Aaron Gray. That's always okay. Fine. So, what's the significance of the nature of the angel? I don't know, but it seems like that was a one-time occurrence. It wasn't saying it was going. This is a. There isn't anything because the tenth of the language. There's nothing indicating this is providential, right? This is. A second. Like this seems like something that's been realized. So I don't see anything significant in it, but I don't know is the answer. I don't know. Interesting question. I wonder who the angel is, right? I mean that's really the question. If you want, I'll ask a Kabbalist friend of mine. Maybe they'll know. If you make quality program, people will watch it. That's exactly it. Jiggle the handle. He froze. Yeah. Okay. This is where I was off. When we're back again. Tzvi Lebetkin. All respect went out when the shackles of theory were cut. Yeah, theology were cut. It's really sad but true, right? Because it was my generation that basically did that. I was like, yeah, okay, look, I'm religious. I don't mind being religious. I don't want to force my views on anybody else. I'm cool. And then all of a sudden, it was like everything the sages always said would happen, and when this happens, did, right? It's really crazy, but it's like they described this. Planet of the first two-part story of Buck Rogers with Jack Palance as a villain. I remember that one. Yeah, I get. Honestly, the trouble with Buck Rogers is there's so much frantic wank mag action going on. I find it hard to pay attention to the story, and Gil Gerard really gets in the way. Like Gil, mate, no. Let's focus on Aaron. And also, what's the name? The Draconian princess, who was this super hot chick in a bikini. She was no green girl. No. Do you think Tom ever made Lala dress like that? Oh, Lala was happy to dress like that for him. Like, you watch City of Death, she is basically masturbating while looking at Tom Baker. Oh my! She's like rubbing herself up against the TARDIS console. She is stripping hot for Tom Baker during that early season 17. Oh my God! You watch it and you tell me, okay? I'm very sure. I'd love to see Tom Baker's look at this. Would you love to see Tom Baker's look at this thumbnail? But that would just be hilarious. Does Tanakh mean Lala Ward wank? Does the Tanakh mean Lala Ward wank picture? No. Tanakh is the Torah, Torah, Nevi'im, and Kesuvim. That's the Bible, the prophecies, and the writings. Can you recommend an Israeli sci-fi show? No, they're all shit. No. Good. Review yourself. I'm just talking about you. How you doing? Welcome back. So, review yourself. Yeah, I'm offline. I'm talking about religion all the time. I'm offline for Friday night for 25 hours. Is the top and bottom of it. Okay, that's a show. That's literally the thrust of the conversation of the past hour. We're gonna check. I'm in a pub. Oh, I wish I was in a pub. Oh, I could go for. Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? Yeah, that sounds fantastic. I'm looking into the pub, and it's not a suitable place to have the rabbi's chat blasting out. Well, probably not. Yeah, discretion being the better source of valor, right? I would suggest. Let's see if I can find. Hang on. I'll get a big finish. The trailer for the new what's the name? John Pertwee release coming out. Third Doctor. Tim Treloar, Third Doctor. Right? Is this him? There's a whole sale on. Oh, we should totally look at this. Oh, wait. Oh, this is something we should really take a deep dive in. Let's have a look at the sale. I'm actually quite psyched for this. Doink. It expires. This goes through UK time on the 6th on Monday. So The reason I would like to see it, because this is, on the whole, very good Doctor Who, right? And it's not opening up now. Come on, there you go. Hang on. It's yeah. This is I would say very authentic Doctor Who, right? With the sale prices. Oh man, this is a great sale. Yeah, 1 second. Sort by orders first. Again, you want the best deals on Big Finish. They're the monthly adventures, the first 150 of them, right? Which is the cheapest chips, right? They're like $3 each, right? Oh, and they're most of them are all good, right? I mean, most of them are good. So look, the first one they knocked out the park with, and that's down to $22.93. Yeah, listen, but here, let's see what they're plugging on Big Finish, right, on their YouTube, on their Twitter, because they got their new set. Saw they released a trailer for it. There it is. It drops February, mid-February. Let me download this. I say the cover isn't great, right? It's but it was a particularly hard cover. Yeah, but it's there we go. And it's interesting, like this one, they nobody's alive, right? And this is the most authentic Doctor Who they do, right? It's incredible. Yeah, doing it. Download. Oh, I see the mistake they made. I really should show this off to you. I'm going to in a second. Doing share screen, video, downloads, Third Doctor.
Productions.
Doctor, can you hear me?
Sarah, are you all right?
Well, I
have to tell you, her Sarah Jane's really come together, right? She was a little bit too posh at first. Now, the mistake with this is that giant diamond thing in the middle. It cuts off his head, so it makes it, you don't see his shoulder. So it looks like his head's too far forward, right? That's a real mistake, right? That makes the Photoshop really fail. They should have. The thing is, I think they were used to looking at it without that, and then they overlaid it on, and that's why they didn't see it, because they're used to seeing the background image. But that's a real mistake they're making. Anyway, other than that, so yeah, I think this is very. Here, let's go back to the beginning. This is a very good interpretation of the Third Doctor and Sarah Jane Smith.
Doctor, can you hear me?
Sarah, are you all right?
Well, I'm alive. I wouldn't go so far as to say I'm all right.
What can you see?
Just stars whizzing by, round and round. Oh, I must be spinning. Can you see me?
No, but I can hear you loud and clear.
That doesn't actually sound that much like Sarah Jane there to me, but okay, she's normally better.
Doctor Who, The Third Doctor Adventures, Revolution in Space.
Sarah Jane Smith. A new arrival, Mullins.
But last ship was months ago.
Which makes her presence all the more intriguing.
If possible, I'd like to see the...
I mean, like, it's... I'm just encouraged right now because they put out a release of Big Finish that wasn't woke. It just the Sontarans versus Rutons. It was just a good Doctor Who story, right? Right. Just in bad chance. Call say 100% agree. Back to good storytelling and setting up the next one. Yeah, it's like so. I'm really kind of like enthused right now, right? And yeah, just tell a story. And earn our trust and respect, then you can lecture us. Keep it together. But like, unfortunately, I think it's a trait of new writers, of undisciplined writers, that they're not able to do that, right? And it's a trait that the generation before, in their attempt to appear right on and on the right side of history, because all these are really like morality tests, right? And their attempt to appear on the right side of history, they allowed this nonsense, right? And you came up with a generation of much weaker creators because of it.
prison.
The prison?
Yes, I'm interested in your history and it sounds fascinating.
Sarah, are you sure about this?
Yes, in case you'd forgotten, I'm not actually your assistant. I'm not just here to take notes and look pretty, you know.
Of course not, but
I've got a mind of my own.
Or if I deliver them victory, I'll be carried throughout Hygeia on their shoulders. Now!
I'm not scared. Of course you're scared. Fear is the only rational response in my presence.
I am a man of my word.
Right, okay. We want to hear the sound effects, the special effects, the Third Doctor, Sarah J, and the Brigadier if he's in it too, right? That's what we want to hear, things we recognize, right? We don't care about Sergeant Plod talking to his, I don't know, his girlfriend, whatever it is.
May you find peace in the next life.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
I think what we've seen so far could be just the beginning.
Oh, that's really quite perfect, right? It's badly fighting noises. That's fine. So anyway, there's a sale going on. I'll go through what's good. But they had a few more trailers on Big Finish. Return of Joe Jones. God knows. Avoid that one. That is. I only got through like the first half of the first episode of that. Right. Oh, they got Kaleidoscope. That was good. Fine. Let's have a look again. So the volume 1, this one's very much, they're very like embarrassed by the idea, right? They weren't ready for it yet. That's why they have the Third Doctor in silhouette, which for me actually I think is a really good idea, right? But as things went on, like, it's now, literally nobody of the original cast is there. Volume 4 I thought was very good. That had what's that one called again? Rise of the New Human. No, that wasn't it. But that was quite a decent Cyberman story. Volume 6, right? So, okay, that is on sale from 44.60 to 25.48. That's worth it, right? That's really one of the best ones. I love that one. Do I have a video of that? Oh, come on. I'm not going fishing for your sorting trailer. Let's have a look, see if it's on the sale thing. Oh, on there. No, not that one. That's volume 8. No, it's before that. Volume 6. Is volume 6 the one I like? Oh, yeah. Okay, fine. Let's get the trailer. Again, why they don't post these more on social media is beyond me. Right? They paid serious money for this. Right? Well, I guess it's back when people had money. Right, back in the good old days, back before Biden, before the dark times, before the empire. Save video as Doink. Present. Doink.
I'm here now. Whatever you want from me, let's get it over with.
So, this energy, whatever it is, you think it's alien?
We are going to take the fight to the enemy and make them regret the day they ever came here.
I very much like your cape. You cut a dash, sir. You have quite a silhouette.
The intruders pass this way. Noblemen coordinate for Sergeant Sector 18. Seek not...
Yeah, I think I just showed you why to buy this, okay? So, is that the first one where he was on the cover? So, yeah, look, you get 2 solid adventures for that for $25. I really would say that's worth it, right? I really, really would. So, yeah, this is when they were like, okay, he's fully on the cover now, right? And they did. This has become the Third Doctor. Yeah, honestly, if you got the spare dosh, this is worth the sale. Like this one, it was $25, reduced to $21.6. Not really. And Kaleidoscope I liked as well, but it's not really worth it, right? Right, it's not really worth it. But this has been a very, I mean, other than the return of Joe Jones, this has been a solid range, right? A really, really, really solid range. So if you like the Third Doctor, right? If you like, I mean, look, there are some box sets where woke really was sneaking in, like when they had like all the new unit sergeants were women, and like Sergeant Benton wasn't there. It was just stupid, right? It was just dumb, right? It was just dumb. Is that the Guardians of Forever? No, Guardians of Forever is this one, I think. Hang on. No, it's Guardians of Prophecy. I was thinking of Guardians of Prophecy. There you go. Look at that, blimey, bloody impressed. I remember that. I've re-listened to this a couple of times, and I just can't remember it. Right? No matter how many times I did, I can't remember it. Yeah, 1 second. But there's also another one which I want to re-listen to here. First on Sontarans. Yeah, I want to give that a re-listen to. Who's playing the Sontarans in that? Dan Starkey. There you go. It's Dan Starkey, the voice of Sontarans. I should give this one a re-listen to. And Guardians of Prophecy. This one just amuses me. So what's the next one? Power Play. I don't remember at all. I remember it being shit, right? I remember it being really very shit, right? Glad it wasn't made. But the worst, right? The worst of the Lost Stories, the most embarrassing of them. I mean, there's the Minor Hojak. That was shit. Oh, Rossi. Is Mission to Magnus. That's embarrassing. Next awful one is the Hollows of Time. Paradise 5 was written by what's his name? The guy who did Sapphire and Steel. So that feels like that as well. Point of Entry is okay. Song of Manapra is again okay. Macros, they were kind of like running out of steam then, right? Then the First Doctor box set, I really enjoyed. Farewell Great Macedon is a great story, great historical story. Then the Fragile, what's it called again? The Fragile Yellow Arc of Fragrance. They get the really beautiful stories. I really like that First Doctor box set. Then the Second Doctor, they got the incredibly embarrassing Prison in Space, equally as embarrassing as Mission to Magnus. Oh, so embarrassing. And also the first episode of the failed Dalek spin-off. So this is a real. Then they went. So I would always wanted, right? Always, ever since there was a preview in Doctor Who magazine, there was an issue where Sophie Aldred was the guest editor, where they came up with what Doctor Who would look like if it continued. So the first season after this. Introduced a new companion, and sadly, they fumbled it by badly casting it because she just wasn't good for the role. What's the name again? Sophie Aldred. Yeah, let's look him up. Yeah, come back. What's the name? Oh, she's not in that one. Hang on. I think, no, she comes in the second one. Rain, right? Good idea for a character. Beth Chalmers, right? Sadly, very miscast, right? So the idea was this, and it's a brilliant idea. It's like, it was, I think Ben Aronovich came up with this. The idea was that they'd, you would have this like a cat thief, this sexy socialite cat thief at a high society party, right? She leaves the party and goes in the back and breaks into a safe, right? She's a safe cracker. So already it's really fun, right? It's a really good guy. And she opens the safe and inside is Sylvester McCoy, right? As Doctor said, what kept you? Right? What a great introduction. So the idea was this, that she was the daughter of a underworld like mob boss, right? And she wanted her to go to like be a socialite and be straight. She really wanted a life of crime like her father, essentially. And then basically the Doctor was he made this like paramilitary organization to fight alien incursions. And you I think the first story takes place in the 60s. Yeah, first story takes place in the 60s, and Ace is being written out, and she's going to become a pupil at the Time Lord Academy, but she's being tested against Ice Warriors, and this is all her initiation test. The Ice Warriors are like London bikers in the 60s, which is where it's set. So yeah, a lot of that sounds like a lot of fun. Anyway, so this one he meets the mob boss when he's young, right? And then he meets Rain, and so all this is really good, strong stuff, right? And it's just I'm sorry, Beth Chalmers just wasn't right for it, right? I mean, it was basically supposed to be Julia Swahala when she was, young and reasonably sexy, this was just not. So they really fumbled it, and I was really excited about this. So that's a shame. Then these Fourth Doctor ones are so skippable. The Foe from the Future is so by what's his name? This is Barbara Clegg. Yeah, so that's a weird Dalek story. It's really good, though. It's a weird Dalek story, but that's really good. And Hexgoria is by... I don't really remember that, but I thought this three season is pretty darn good. And The Children of Seth is written by Christopher Bailey, the guy who did Snake Dance and Kinder. So so those three, at least two of those three, remain that quality. Right, so then you got this next season. So you have, this is the ones I want to listen to: Guardians of Prophecy and the first Sontarans, because it was the 50th anniversary of the Sontarans. Master of Luxor, you happy it wasn't made, as well. Rosemary's was boring as fuck. Dark Planet was, again, you're kind of happy it wasn't made. Same with the Queen to Time. Lords of the Red Planet was too long, right? It was 2 episodes too long. Mega, I don't really recall. Nightmare Country was really good. That was a really strong one. That was like this. Who wrote that one? By Stephen Gallagher, right? It's very Stephen Gallagher, hard sci-fi script, which like the TARDIS flips inside out to create a world which they then have to fight through to survive. It just worked. It really fits nicely into that era. Ultimate Evil, I was kind of glad it didn't get made. It was dumped for what's it called again? The other one with Sil, with Mind Warp, right? Mind Warp has Perry strapped down to a beach with buckets of water being thrown over her. That's always going to be the winner. That's always the winner, baby. Doomsday Contract, I really enjoyed, right? I really enjoyed that. This was one of the ones they're trying to work out what to do with season 18. They didn't have enough scripts, and this was one of the only ones they had. But that was done with John Lloyd. I think this one was scuppered. No, this was scuppered because he was working with Not the 9 o'clock news. And so he wasn't allowed that. But it's a really good story, right? Return of the Cybermen, pointless. This is where this range fell apart. Like, absolutely pointless, because it was the original script for Revenge of the Cybermen. So imagine Revenge of the Cybermen not rewritten by Robert Holmes. So you basically got a very old-fashioned Cyberman story with Tom Baker. It doesn't work at all. Minor Hojack is fucking awful. Right? It's awful. And then Dalek Genesis of Terror, fuck off. I'm not paying $14.01 to listen to your table reading of Genesis of the Daleks as not written by, as not edited by Bob Holmes, right? And same with the Ark, right? No, there's a reason that I tried it already with Return of Cybermen and it's shit. But Doomsday Contract was pretty good. I enjoyed that. So there you go. That was a very impromptu wrap up of that range. Let's talk about this, which I've been really wanting to get to. Doink. Right, and then we'll get back to Doctor Who. Doctor Who, unfunny business. This is one of the best woke meltdowns of all time. It just is. It is. So, if you don't know, both Ricky Gervais and Dave Chappell put out new comedy specials on Netflix over the last few weeks, and they're worth the subscription fee alone. Right after that, I'm very impressed. But like the reason why these things are important is because everything is downstream from culture, right? Culture is the most one. So that's why for the last few years it's been so terrible that it's been forbidden to take the piss out of frankly ridiculous concepts that have infected our way of life, right? And I look, whatever you believe is what you believe. I just don't think your beliefs of like men having women having penises, for example, should be central to me being able to watch Doctor Who, for example, right? But like the fact that you're able to poke fun at these concepts now is brilliant, right? It shows how the power of this I came back. Okay, fine. That's good. I came back amazingly. Okay, I'm amazed. Fine. So again, I don't know where I was cut off, but the point is this: that the culture has shifted to the extent where we can poke fun at these frankly ridiculous concepts. So we weren't allowed to say the emperor had the emperor was naked, right? The emperor had no clothes. Though that's really what's going on. Dave Chappell and Ricky Gervais are saying the emperor's got no clothes. So these concepts that we've been bullied into accepting, whether we like them or believe in them or not, right? And so the people who push them are now crying like bitches, because that's what they are. They're absolute crying little bitches. Unfunny business. Dave Chappell and Ricky Gervais sink to new depths. And Dave Chappell, I definitely one of the greatest stand-up comedians of all time. He's such a master of his craft. So clever, right? So really insightful and so funny and so naughty, right? I wish he wasn't so anti-Israel. And watching his new stand-up special, I was really terrified, right? They was going to lay into it like, please no, because that's a real problem for me, right? Please don't, because I really like your comedy, right? I already lost Roger Waters to anti-Semitism. Not you too. But thankfully you didn't, right? And again, a brilliant comedy special. Netflix, although I tell you, if he would make fun of it and if he would make fun of both sides, I would be fine with it, right? But if he would just use it to like smack around Jews, no, I wouldn't be so up for it. Netflix latest specials show two once funny comedians continuing to punch down in a desperate quest for relevance. They're more relevant than you are, Charles Bramesco of The Guardian comedy critic. Dear Dave Chappelle, transgender comedians can take a joke, but why are yours so unfunny? Excuse me. How are transgender comedians, like what transgender comedian are you thinking in particular, and how do they fare against Dave Chappelle? Do they have massive stand-up comedy specials on Netflix? Or does nobody give a shit about them and they don't think they're funny? Because, your trans-friendly comedy, like the stuff that BBC puts out, isn't funny. It's not funny. It's a boring woke. It's for you to masturbate to, essentially. And, don't you ever love to wank off to? Frankly, fucking weirdo. The funniest part of Dave Chappell's new special, The Dreamer, comes right at the top, and not on purpose, because he's a silly boy. In a high-grain black and white, we see footage of the comedian pre-show ritual before he headlines. I just fast-forwarded all that. Before he headlines to the stately Lincoln Theater in Washington, D.C., his hometown, to the quavering, earnest strains of Daydreaming by Radiohead. He smokes a cigarette in silhouette as if taking a cue from Dewey Cox to think about, who's Dewey Cox, his whole life before going on stage. Well, that's really the impression he gives, frankly. I mean, that's why he's such a great comedian. If somebody wanted to create a tone-perfect parody of self-serious intros that aging stand-ups used to announce their late phase of maturity. Okay, so, dude, you seem to have a bone to grind right now, right? It doesn't seem like you're judging him on his merits, right? It just seems you're insulting him because he made you feel bad. Did he make you feel bad? Can you show me on Dolly when Dave Chappelle made you feel bad, darling? Can you do that? That'd be lovely. It would look a lot like this. And in fact, it did when Joe Mandy did that as an ironic bit to opening Joe Mandy's award-winning comedy special. Nobody fucking's heard of Joe Mandy's award-winning comedy. Who's Joe fucking Mandy? What? Never heard of him. Joe fucking Woo? Who's Joe fucking Mandy? Who is this cunt? He does. Okay, I might be like. He's Mandy was Joe Mandy, born stand-up American comedian, writer, and actor. He's got a limited filmography. He was in Parks and Rec, okay, for 7 episodes. Really? This is who you're putting up against Dave? Like, this is his entire... That's his entirety of his Wikipedia. Okay, now let's look up Dave Chappelle. Fucking cunt, moron that you are. Okay, look at David Chappelle's Wikipedia. Does it look like they're equal? Has Joe Mandy ever turned down, 50 billion or whatever it was? Fuck off. Look at this. Yeah, this is what as fuck you cunt. Look at you, you fucking moron. Joe Mandy. Was that okay? Was that morally okay? Okay, do we have this guy's Twitter? That's we have to, see if we can find him. Who is he? From Megapolis the Joker to... We just look on Twitter for him. He's a television living in Brooklyn. Oh, what a loser. Twitter. Twitter. Okay, doink. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is him. Let's look. Oh, God. Colors of film. Oh, fucking hell. Film palettes. This is how I get when I say more like zone of disinterest, but with laughs. I mean, have you seen how shit everything is? Dude, you need to get out of your little bubble. Although he hasn't been raging about Trump, in everything. But what a woke fuck. Amy White. This guy. Okay, fine. There's not enough to take the piss out of in his Twitter feed. Probably is just out of scrolling, right? But I get okay, fine. That's a shame. 260 films are eligible for best picture Oscar this year. I wish only they could all be nominated. Okay. Whatever. Fine. But they're so unfunny. Oh, no. Show starts with an extended anecdote about meeting Jim Carrey at the set of Man on the Moon when the actor refused to break character as Andy Kaufman, demanding everybody treat him as a person he was pretending to be. And then comes a punchline. Brilliantly. He sets it up so well that you don't see the punchline coming from it. Like, at the time, looking back, it was a privilege to be able to see one of my favorite comedians in one of the most, important roles, creating it, in front of my eyes in their process. But at the time, it sucked ass. I would hang out with Jim Carrey and I had to pretend this is Andy Kaufman. And that's how trans people make me feel. Everybody feels that way, you dumb cunt. Everybody. Apart from you people who are lying. It's a hilariously embarrassing juxtaposition. Chappell's solemn artist wind-up followed by opening volley of belabored yet effort hack work. Oh, did it hurt your feelings, really? And it tells the... See, this is why you people are worthless. Like these, you can't review something honestly. Like I get shit. Dan Hadley gets shit because we reviewed Church on Ruby Road honestly. But we're still going to do it. I don't like the production team of the current Doctor Who. I don't like their injection of their personal sexual preferences and using it as Doctor Who as a platform to normalize them, which is what grooming is. Right? I don't like that at all. Right? But because I don't like them or I don't like their worldview, I'm not going to lie to myself, which is what you're doing because you're an idiot baby. I'm not going to lie to myself and telling you their work is shit. Paul Cornell is a douchebag and a terrible human being, as far as I can tell. Right? He seems to be a really genuinely bad person. His books are fan-fucking-tastic. Yeah. And that's what you do if you're not, full of your own shit. So, none of this is that. Wind up followed by opening volley of belabored no, effortless. Yet low effort hack work. No, it was brilliant. He went on to make fun of handicapped people to make a point that he can make fun of anyone. Right? Brilliantly. And you didn't get it because you're an idiot. You're an idiot soy cock-sucking cunt. Oh, and I don't say that as a compliment. He's never been more self-involved or less funny. I was pissing myself laughing. His latest material is flimsy dismissal of his past transgressions. He has made no transgressions. That's the thing. He has made no transgressions, and you are a fascist cunt. That doubles down in the laziest of them at the same time. Again, lazy. This is insane. Right? I mean, this is absolutely insane. 1 second. I have to leave somebody a voicemail. Is this what I think it is? I don't know. 1 second. Yeah, Dana, I am in the middle of doing a live stream right now. I'm sorry, I spilled the beans of your name. Firstly, I want to assume this is your number. I will send you Tim Pool, right, and other things that you want to see shortly. As I said, I'm in the middle of a live stream right now, and I can't do it. But I didn't want to be standoffish, so I thought I'd reply to you right away. There you go, doink. Back to Dave Chappell. What was it? That should be that this should find a home on Netflix mid-days after the platform will add Ricky Gervais's similar grievance leaders Armageddon. What the unfettered illegal immigration might be a bad idea. And why are we giving them like all these cell phones? Illegal immigrants apparently in America get $7,000 spent on them a month. $7,000 a month for free, right? It's like something weird is going on with that, right? Something weird is going on with that. And he made fun of it, right? He said, "Oh, come on, let me help you. Women and children first. Oh, none. All lads, is it? Off we go." I mean, like, yeah. And the reason why you're crying like a spoiled little bitch is because we're pointing at you and saying the emperor has no clothes, and you're just a ridiculous crying, tantruming baby. During Armageddon. Points to the emergence of an unsavory new niche in comedy. It's called fucking comedy, and it is a emergence, right? Where we can take the piss out of you. You're not that powerful. Your time is over. Yes, and it might be new to you, Captain Soy. Again, let's have a look and see what this guy looks like again. Yeah, Captain fucking Soy. I mean, like, it looked like he literally just come off his moustache. I mean, I don't mean that complimentarily. And again, I've nothing against you if you like to suck someone's cock. That's your own deal. But don't be a massive faggot at the same time. And you can be a faggot regardless of one's sexuality, as far as I see. Okay. Though the two both rank as A-list celebrities, and merit on their illustrious careers, the latest work has seen a quiet, unceremonious, and frostily received. You are... What the fuck? What the fuck? It's #1 across Netflix. Can we see this? Ricky Gervais Armageddon ratings. What are you like? Oh, it's doing so badly, right? Look at being our foreign is being review bombed, as they call it. Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see what it says about that. 60% audience score. Okay, it doesn't look like it's doing so badly, right? And I don't care about the critics. If only we could see the ratings, right? I would love to see the actual ratings of it. Because I imagine it's done very well, right? I imagine it's done very well. No, they don't have the ratings there. Like, again, Netflix does... Oh, God, you are such a loser. Frosty. Really? No, you always act like this when they bring out a comedy special. You always act like an entitled cunt. You know why you always act like an entitled cunt? Here's the reason you always act like an entitled cunt. And this might be surprising to you. Because you're an entitled cunt. Right? You are an entitled cunt. And you know, I think it's good that you know this about yourself. The bits offer no insight, and in many of their longer-winded passages scarcely contain anything that can be classified as a joke. I just heard them insulting poor innocent people. The reason you can't, again, evaluate them honestly is because you're an entitled cunt. These once esteemed talents formerly dedicated to puncturing racial tensions. Oh, racial tensions. Oh, I'm a white person and I'm bad. Racial tensions. Fuck off. Or hollow pieties. Yeah, what you're made of. You are made of hollow pieties. Now argue for the unfairness of their own persecution. No, they make fun of you for it. And their bravery and resistance, they are brave, and you don't like it. You whining little cunt bitch. This is crank comedy. Again, doing a little bit better than you. Why do you have to make out it's doing badly? Right? I don't know. I think it's because you're a lying cunt, an entitled lying cunt. Much of Cell's process is a 2022 indictment in which a disgruntled member of the audience at Los Angeles Netflix is a joke festival, stormed the stage in an attempt to attack triggered by jokes about the queer community and the homeless. What a heartless. Oh, fuck you. You're acting. You're presenting this murderous madman as if he had some kind of point, as if he had the right on his side. This person should be in a facility for the mentally ill, right? And why are you presenting gay people as mentally fucking ill? You've gone back to the 50s, 40s even, right? It's disgusting. And again, I'm a Bible thumper, and I think the way you treat gay people is disgusting. Fucking cunt loser. Where are we on to? Well, the episode spurred Chappell to consider his mortality. Well, yeah, he mostly makes it seem like a blessing in disguise. Well, because he's a good person, right? I think he tries to see the good in things, and good in why life brought him what has brought him. The ultimate vindication for his portrayal of his opponents as unstable extremists. A fucking man who doesn't know a dick makes you male stormed him on a stage and tried to kill him because he was telling jokes. Yes, that's what unstable looks like. Fucking moron, cockwomble cunt. That's exactly what being unstable looks like. Yes. What? Why would they think he's unstable? Well, you are fucking nuts, mate. Oh, I don't know. Ultimate vindication for his portrayal of opponents as unstable extremists disconnect from reality. Whoa, do you think that is? How did he end up being vindicated in that? Right? Because you lot are unstable extremists disconnect from reality. I am Will Smith, he declares during a riff on Smith's infamous Academy Awards Dust Up with Chris Rock. Dust Up? He had a meltdown, right? I am the man who cannot take it anymore, and I'll slap shit at the next person who has said a cross word to me. He wasn't talking to you. He was doing his fucking. He was talking. Not everything you hear is to you. When I say I don't believe people with penises are women, I'm not talking to you. This is about me, not you, you self-obsessed, narcissistic, fucking unstable cunt. These words are greeted with howls of approval from the crowd. Oh, what how disgusting. How disgusting they are. Same as when he reasons that if he'd been the one getting hauled away in handcuffs the year prior, he'll simply identify as a woman for placement in cushion jail. Yes, he's poking a hole in your fucking nutball worldview, which it's not my fault you have that you're a religious fanatic for nutball world fucking view. In the space of one pause, a guy in the crowd yells, "We love you!" It almost sounds like he's trying to prove something. No, you're just okay. What's your name again? Charles Bramesco. You are Charles Bramesco. That is your crime. That is also your punishment. Charles Bramesco. I'm a white man, but I'm gay. How do you know he's gay? I don't know. I don't know why I think that man's gay. That who knows? Who knows? Anyway. Watch the close succession. These specials confer the impression of men racing to find new lines they can easily emptily cross. It's not empty because you're crying like a bitch about it. Chappell makes a baffling assertion that only gay men will appear in photos with their mouths open. It's a fucking joke, you fucking moron. Yeah, no, it's a joke. What's your data for that? That doesn't sound very scientific. Have you met my beautiful girl here? Does she have a big penis? Yes. Bye. Gervais tells actors with dwarfism who might object to present-day stage production of Snow White to just be grateful they're not being used as props. No, he wasn't making fun of them. He's making fun of you! Cockwomble moron. Right? He's making fun of you, which is why you're crying like a miserable little bitch. He cracks himself up with a hard line before he can even tell it. Faye's holding back because it's too offensive. Then Sallows falls upon receiving sufficient encouragement from his adoring public. Do you notice that, adoring public? Do you notice an adoring public for you? Or for, what's the name? Who's a good comedian you said? You know, fucking loser you are. What's the name? Joe Mandy. Oh, God, this guy goes on. Fuck me. Look at him. Crying little bitch. Fuck me. We got a long way to go with this. Chinese paedophile tries to bait a child with the promise of a puppy, except the boy is not hungry. That's not an entry-level entry-level racism. What does that mean? What is entry-level racism? Right? How is mocking the failed Chinese communist system racism? What does that have to do with racism to say that the failed Chinese communist system is evil? Why? Because they're Chinese? Well, you want the same system, and you're not Chinese. Nothing to do with a race. It's weak waiting. If you're a moron and can't understand, recycle the oldest stereotypes of the book of the cutting-edge envelope pushing. What you, little moron, have made it cutting-edge envelope pushing. Jerry Finals and multiple words come to mind. No, it offends me as a comedian. You're not a comedian. Oh, and you know what? I think you're Schockenborg. Yeah, I just think this is your little temper tantrum about the world. Not being the way you want it to be. I want to be different. Not like this. I want to be like the way I say. Gervais' side doesn't even function poorly as a commentary anymore. Oh no! Oh no! It's a convenient allegiance, constantly undermining the last sane man persona he'd like to cultivate. He zeroes in on would-be hypocrisy, his favorite type of target, a double standard of tearing down statues of problematic historical figures while leaving hospitals and canals they built intact. Well, the problem is it makes you feel uncomfortable, right? Because you're basically a spoiled little brat just having your own way without any thought about what you're doing, right? This is, what do you mean? The commentary's on you. That you don't get it this is the commentary right here. Like your reaction is, oh, fuck me, such a moron. You are such a fucking moron that you didn't know you made yourself into the object which Gervais predicted. He knows the fact that venerated nobles did not actually construct any of those things. No, they wouldn't be there without you, fucking moron. You fucking moron. Those things wouldn't be there without these people. They weren't the ones who made them. Yes, they were. Even if they had, hospitals and canals have a utility where statues proffer honor for display. Fuck me. Okay, here's what's going on, little crying cunt. He took the piss out of you, and now you're crying. Any rational person understands there's a false equivalency, but it's a fucking joke! Fucking moron! Much like when Jeeves checkmates the wokesters by posting that black people calling each other the N-word counts as cultural appropriation for white slave owners! Yeah, it's called a joke. Did you see me laugh? That was funny. He's peddling unsophisticated thought. No longer credible as a funny man or nor atheist smart Alec. Okay. When's he been an atheist smart aleck? Fuck hell. Oh, did you get picked on in school, Brian? Did you? Charles, did you get picked on in school, Charles? Because you're a faggot. And again, nothing to do with sexuality, which is clearly gay. Even though he works up an intellectual sweat contriving the circumstances that allow him to have naughty words with impunity. Like one of those online weirdos demanding to know whether you use a racial slur if it's the only way of stopping a bomb. They're not. Yeah, no. What they're doing is they're making fun of absolutism, because absolutism. We were talking about Jewish law earlier, right? About what's prohibited on Sabbath, and how there's a new thing that people go around with their smartphones now on Sabbath, where they didn't use them before. You're not allowed to interact directly with technology. The reason is, if it's a life-saving thing, you're allowed to do it, because we're not absolutists, because the world isn't an absolute world. Right? Purposely. Right? Absolutely purposely. Right? And they're making fun of your absolutism. I would never use him. Oh, no. Would it make sense to make fun of a child for being disabled? What's the name? Chappell did that. If we knew they were also a bigot, well, you would do that then. You would make fun that. You would ignore their disability. Right? If you felt it was safe, Charles would make fun of a disabled child, right? If he was on the wrong side of the fence here. I believe he would, right? He presumes the answer is yes, even though it's still no, both because this is a patently unreal scenario and because it's a fucking joke, you retard cunt. And this, if you're somebody who suffers retardation, I don't mean to say you're like this person. I'm sorry. I'm using it as a traditional insult. Merely play. Anyway, none of this matters. Jersey's face is merely playing a character. He asserts that he's no more everything phobic lout than Anthony Hopkins is an urbane cannibal, unaware of the "I'm only having a laugh" defense only works when it actually generates a laugh instead of a laughs instead of delighted expected recognition. You mean, the comedy you like, the very worthy applause, right? That's that you replaced comedy with the last 7 years, you dumb cunt, right? Both Gervais and Chappell continue with gestures towards bridge building, each one considering self-exculpatory intention. Chappell saves face by saying that men enforce boundaries, men test boundaries, and no one tests more boundaries than a trans man. Liking himself to a fellow dreamers, right? It's called being nice. Gervais gathers everyone together and the wobbly axiom of whatever you find funny, all laughter is good. Well, not hateful laughter. I think the laughter that you have, Charles, probably isn't a good one. Never mind that both of these those statements are incorrect. Excuse me, incorrect. Trans men don't dream about being men. They are men. They're fucking not. If they have a pussy, they're a girl. If they menstruate, they're a girl, in my opinion. Yeah, and also all of science. But yeah, what can I tell you? And it's not even hard to think of examples of cool, inhumane laughter. There are futile efforts to advance through creatively dead end. Oh, I've said this before. Can you show me in the dolly where the madmen hurt you? Really? Beyond here lies nothing but more of the same. Oh, well, don't come back. Right? We won't miss you. You've been a misery in culture and in society. Fuck off. You don't like it? Fuck off. And may I say this on behalf of the human race? Just fuck off. Last 7 years has been a nightmare. Fuck off. Leave us alone. Oh, God in heaven. Beyond here lies nothing but the same. not just the same bizarre, unwarranted targeting of the trans community that's about last trotted out for sticks and stones. Unwarranted, because we trans community, we don't get in anybody's face at all. We're just sitting here quietly. We're not screaming at everybody all the time about everything always. No. I mean, we are, but we have to. It's part of our identity. The same dependable approval from the same class of reactionary, the same depressed, disappointing from the same X fans and the same checks from Netflix. The guaranteed block of psychophants. What the fuck are you saying? Comes with the cost of irrelevance. Again, who's more relevant, Dave Chappell or you? Or whoever Mundy, the guy you said. When a comedian wraps himself in a cocoon of his own ideas and surrounds it with those who find them agreeable. You mean the human fucking race? Everybody, right? He cocoons himself in the majority of humanity. It's those who he loses the ability to see the outside world. You're not the outside world, moron. You're not. You need to understand this. You're the aberration. You're the weirdo. I mean, really? This is not the face of the outside world, right? I'm sorry, mate. This is not the face of the outside world. This is the face of a fucked up weirdo, right? Assuming that's you, right? I am sorry. No. This is not the face of the real world. Hate to be the one to break this to you, darling. Hate to be the one to break this to you. Anyway, I digress. Let's get to this other story. The 10 greatest moments of Doctor Who in 2023. All of them were shit. Right? Every single one of them was have a fish shoved up your ass shit. Right? It was majorly shit. I hate to tell you. But yes, shite beyond shite. Let's have a look. From musical numbers to by generation. Shit! Doctor Who's 6th anniversary had countless highlights. None. I like Shooty and Millie when they were together, right? That was it. Problem Being's Misshapen Planet is one of the biggest highlights. Season 14 coming, which I really got to get back on the reviews of came out. Big anniversaries don't come around this often, and this one was squandered. They shat this one away. So fans were understandably excited for the 6th anniversary. They kind of fucked off with you now, Russell. Happy the telebaters didn't disappoint. Really? It didn't disappoint you? The pointless, the endless pointless shite that you shove down our fucking throats. With not one but 3 anniversary specials and a host of submarine content. All of it shit. Charity specials, shit. Oh, what? Davros, shit. Colorization, shit. Right? And the glorious return of in-vision comrades. That was nice. See? I'm able to tell the truth. Plus the launch of the behind-the-scenes show, Doctor Who Unleashed. Shit! More shit. How can I get more gay people on the screen? Let's do another show. I mean, look, just to give you an idea how gay this new Doctor Who is. Look at this. 10 most exciting LGBTQ plus shows airing in 2024. Doctor Who shouldn't be an LGBTQ plus show. It should be a show. Unbelievable. There was also lots going on outside the show itself. Exhibitions, events, and one of the canniest bits of cross promotion in history, the Barbie TARDIS. No, I hated it. And of course, the in the background, the whole new season was being prepared. In fact, film. That's the only thing I've hoped for. I'm sorry. I've already begun on shooting the second season. Film has already begun shooting the second season. Episode we won't see until 2025. Yeah, it's doubtful it's going to continue after that. Right. For the purpose of the list, let's turn to 2023. From the Starbase to the Church on Ruby Road, with a brief detours into other corners of the Who universe. This year was full of iconic Doctor Who moments, which deserves to go down in history as defining parts of history. Meet the Beat would have been an iconic moment in Doctor Who history had it not been filled with obnoxious trans bullshit. This would have been huge, right? Had it not been tainted with morons, right? You could have launched this new era in stuff, but no, fucking idiot. Want to tell us that Yasmin Finn is a beautiful girl 20 times, lying to me twice in that statement. That's what it feels like. One of the most baffling things to come out the filming of the 60s was the photo of a furry little creature resembling character Meet the Beat. As we know now, those specials was an adaptation, one of those special adaptations of Star Beast, the strip in which, and I'd love to watch it again, right? But they fucked it up. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, right? And they give you a really cool thing and then have you wade through shit to see it. No, thank you. Not for me. Some of the doubts about how convincing a live-action Meet would be, and it didn't help that the photo made this Just Noble realize in an entirely practical CG creation, Meet could easily have been a failure. It wasn't. Looked fantastic. But happily, the finished effect was a combination of both approaches. Practical costume enhanced by computer-generated graphics and mouth movements, plus Mira Margolis's magnificent vocal performance. I'll agree. And I don't like Mira Margolis. I'll agree. It's seriously impressive. I'll agree it was. Right? You can't get to it without wading through shit. Nowhere more so in the scene where between Meep and Rose in their shed. No, go ahead. Look, I hated that. Right? I feel so different. Not once do you look at the cuddly little feather and think, that's just a person in a suit. No, it's brilliant. Or it's a bit of CGI. No, it's brilliant. Meep even managed to elicit some sympathy in its cute puppy dog eyes. No mean feat for a pool of fur. As ever, the final word goes to Donna, who astounded how real the Meep looked when she stumbles upon it. Can't argue with that. Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, that was a good element. You had to wade through shit to get to. My answer to it, I couldn't give a shit. I mean, look, again, good special effect, but this is the moment when you realise David Tennant shouldn't have come back. Right? He was too old, too tired, too done before, too done in. It's over. Right? It's over. And again, I like this effect a lot. Right? But this episode, I mean, other than the Marity weirdness, which I think is a major plot point, and the Indian Isaac Newton, which was stupid, right? This should have been a good spooky dookie episode. I'd rather watch Waters of Mars. This is one of the weakest David Tennant episodes, and it was one of the best of the specials. It wasn't very good, right? Yes, that you had a good effect in there, and it was a good physical effect. I don't know. We were more to expect something from the Wobbly Yonder, but no one could quite expect what that would be. Yeah, and we were all underwhelmed when we saw it. It wasn't anything exciting, right? This wasn't a 6th anniversary story. Like, none of these were, really, and they really had the room they could have been. Even once the episode was begun, it wasn't immediately obvious that the production team had been referring to. Right, what, nothing happened? I was watching 20 minutes ago. You could be confused and think, what's so weird about this? And then it became clear. It wasn't, you thought there were going to be some weird celestial toy maker fantasy world hopping between realities or something like that, right? You didn't expect them to be in a fucking corridor, which is essentially what a CGI corridor, fuck's sake, right? With a couple of fake, duplicates of them. They couldn't do. It was okay, but like this was one of your high spots. Is a good indication how shit the year was. And then it'll become clear. The first Doctor and Donna split up. The Doctor goes to a blue room, leaving Donna in an orange one. Donna feels cold and the Doctor comes back, but then we cut to a scene in the Blue Room where the what is it, a flashback or something more sinister. Then the Doctor feels it's getting cold too. Donna walks in, and we begin to sense there's something very wrong here. It's not until the iconic line is uttered we understand the magnitude of the situation. Fuck off, I hate that. The Doctor and Donna's arms are too long, but why? How? It's a masterful reveal, and the imagery of the Doctor and Donna with oversized limbs, stretching mouths are unlike anything we've seen in Doctor Who. But that doesn't really do much for me. I don't care. I'm sorry. This was a marginally interesting idea in a filler episode, right? I don't, and it wasn't really. I wasn't that blown away by it. I'm sorry. It's unlike anything we've seen in Doctor Who, and the fact that they said limbs were achieved entirely practically make them more eerie. No, that I agree. Look, it was that was a good effect, but like everything in this new era, money badly spent, right? Okay, I'm not going to agree on this one, right? And that's because Judy Gatwa hasn't fucked me off as yet. But I am going to agree on this because I feel An Adventure in Time and Space was designed that the current Doctor should always appear at the end, right? It will see, because it was just Matt Smith. It will seem kind of disconnected. So I like this idea. I hate to tell you, right? So I'm not bothered by this at all, right? But okay, number 8, Catwoman Mix Hartnell, although I couldn't give a shit. With a special reserve for Saturdays, the centerpiece of the 60th anniversary was the Daleks in Colour itself, boring and badly done. Not boring, it was badly done. The first official Doctor Who colorization, yet really disappointingly done. I'm sorry. And they're about to be replaced by... Here, somebody sent me this. Is that they're about to be replaced by AI anyway. Right? Where is this? Who sent this to me? Was this it? Yeah. Right. So they say that this is this is not it, but this is AI upscaling going on with the season 15 box set. Where is this? Hang on, is this it? Oh, I think this is it. Oh, okay, yeah. Here, let me pull this up. Fine. Go back over here. Doink. So this was a quick test made using the colorized.cc website on a still from an unearthly child. I think we might be a job sooner than we think. Yeah, I think so too. I hate to tell you, let's see the version without the watermark. All right, this looked like the same quality to me as the Daleks in Colour, which just never convinced me was real. I'm sorry, right? And this is AI is gonna find a way of doing this very quickly, right? So that was shit. But for many, it was upstaged by the program immediately afterwards. Repeat the 50th anniversary docudrama Adventure in Time and Space, which is fantastic. I absolutely love that. That's fantastic. When it was first broadcast in 2013, viewers were surprised that Matt Smith appeared for a cameo. There's a lovely scene where David Bradley's William Hartnell looks across the gulf of time as he backfilms Regeneration and sees that Doctor Who is timeless by seeing the current Doctor. Reportedly, writer Mark Gatiss had always intended that scene to be updated for future anniversaries, with Smith being replaced by the Doctor of the Day. I agree with that. And for the 60th anniversary, a brand new edit incorporated Ncuti Gatwa was created, allowing him to be the man who meet the man who started. Yeah, okay. But again, this was your high spot when you had 4 specials and unlimited money. Really? That's not really saying much. It made what was already a moving moment even more poignant, and in an instant. Well, this was something written by Mark Gatiss 10 years ago. Don't suck your own cock too much about it. Created one of the most defining images of the 6th anniversary. Not really. Again, if you want to say yes, but I found it forgettable. Top marks were not compensating the Doctor in front of the TARDIS console himself this time. Okay, The Goblin Song. Again, that you're putting this at number 7. This really divided effect. People hated this. I liked it. I want to be clear. I thought it was so silly and it's fun. I like this sidestep into fantasy. Right? I think it fits within Doctor Who, frankly. I think it can be scientifically explained. I think they need to do that in Doctor Who, which they kind of did a little bit. Right? But they need to explain it more clearly. But I thought this was interesting, frothy fun. And essentially, whenever I see Shooty and Millie on screen together, I'm entertained. Right? I am entertained. They really, for me, they work very well together. They're as good as the Seventh Doctor as Ace. Yeah, and they're. I mean, from what I've seen so far. Now, if they do, we got to go to Planet of the Butt Plugs so I can have one fitted. You know, not really. But I hope they won't do that. 15th Doctor made his debut on the Church on Ruby Road, the first Christmas special in 6 years. That was nice. To mark the occasion, the production team dedicated the resurrection of tradition from Christmas past. The first 3 Doctor Who's Christmas special had specifically composed numbers with them, musical numbers. 2005 Song for 10, I like that. Love Don't Roam and The Stowaway, right? All of them were good. All 3 songs featured in the episode they were made for, but only in background music and incidental score. But they released them. They were also released as singles prior, unlike 2023. They also weren't released as singles prior to broadcast, unlike 2023's contribution. No, you could get them part of the soundtrack, the Goblin Song. It was an audacious bit of marketing, and you got to give it to them for trying to make it Christmas number 1. I agree with that, right? I agree. But again, that this divisive thing that most people hated, and I'm like an odd man out for enjoying, right? Shouldn't be. Was it your number 6? Best 7 big best moment of the year. Brilliant, weird, and dark through the Goblin Song. Dark the Goblin Song is. There was more in the finished episode. The surprise extra verse sung by the Doctor and Ruby, which I liked as well. Right, I think they've had scientific explanation. Again, my headcanon, they Doctor had hooked into the technology of the reality they're in, which was somewhat magical, right? Which allowed them to sing, right? And I think Ruby was carried along by that. Viewers might have wondered what they signed up for when Shooting Up was suddenly broke into song. Well, it was actually a defining moment for his Doctor. I hope not. Perfectly capturing his playfulness and feel good factor. There's only one thing I have to say: release the extended version. Not really. Again, what you did with the Christmas special is for me had me interested to see what you do next, right? Which is, I think the goal. Launch of the Hooniverse. Well, if you're in England and it's I honestly didn't like the logo, right? I think that I don't like the intro thing. It feels very generic. It feels very Marvel, right? What it should have been is, I think, a riff on the classic Tom Baker Time Vortex with that scream, as you go down there with like different images from the Hooniverse, right? Until whoosh, it comes out on that. Right, it should have that, but like this boring ass generic bullshit they put out didn't really work. Right, at the start of 2023, Russell said it was time for the next stage of Doctor Who in November, and we finally found out what that meant in a bid to put the show on a par with Marvel, Star Wars, and Star Trek. Well, 3 failing brands, 3 literally crashing nose diving brands, the Doctor. That's Doctor Who all over, right? They grab onto a trend, not as it's finishing, after it's crash and burn. Oh my god! The Doctor Who shared universe, Whoniverse, which was officially launched to accompany by a snazzy new ident, incorporating clips from Doctor Companions. It was incredible to see the show try something like this. It was great to see them try it. I'm sorry they balls it up. But this wasn't just a brand for the sake of rebrand for the rebrand. The first time ever Doctor Who was back catalogue was collected together under one roof for UK viewers, at least, exactly. With nearly every episode, apart from the Unearthly Child, plus a host of spin-off content available to stream on iPlayer. I agree with you. And honestly, they should work out a deal with Real Time and BBV to get the 90s stuff on there. Like, honestly, there's a Shakedown is so ready for a special edition with new effects, right? They should get all those ones on there. I think it's silly that they don't. We also treated a new series in the form of TARDIS Tales. So yes, this ties into bi-generation, which I think was a shit idea that didn't work at all. And I think these are the new versions of the classic Doctors, right? That didn't regenerate. And basically, it's like somehow the TARDIS trying to rebuild itself through memories, something like that. So whatever. These omnibus edits, classic series, classics reunite the Doctor and Commander's actors. Many of them haven't appeared together for decades. That was nice, right? But again, it was in such a tainted era that it didn't really help. Since even more content has been rolled out from Talking Doctor Who and the 6th anniversary, Dalek and Carter, Destination Sky, all this shit. You can even watch David Tennant read CBB story bedtime. Is it like a trans bedtime story? Remember, kids, it's always an option to cut your penis off. And like the best gifts, it keeps on giving, with the archive expanding all the time. If you had this in 2 months, if we've all had this in 2 months, just think what the universe will look like this time next year. Well, listen, I hope Disney gets on and actually, launch the Whoniverse. Right, that's a reason to have Disney Plus, quite frankly. Spice up your life. Neil Patrick Harris told us that Toymaker was easily one of the best things about to see. You keep doing this though, right? You can't say the Giggle was one of the best things of 2023. You can pick up points in it that were very good, and I agree with this point. Right, I agree with this point, but it's not good enough, frankly. Neil Patrick Harris as a Toymaker was easily one of the best things about the 60th. And what are we up to? Number 5? Okay, fine. We're on the second half already. And although he didn't crop up in all 3 episodes, tragically, all right, stupidly, then he actually would have been a villain that you cared about, right? If he was in all 3. As some hoped, all hoped. The Giggle was full of terrific Toymaker moments, but you only again got him if you knew who the Celestial Toymaker was, and you're not going to know for that piece of shit animation they bring out this year. I don't even know if I'm going to buy it. I really don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. And the hilarious and dark puppet show to his chilling reunion with the Doctor. However, when it comes to the Toymakers most iconic, there's really only one contender. No one could really have predicted that we would end up with a scene of the Toymaker dancing to the Spice Girls in UNHCR. I thought that was brilliant. And I loved hearing Neil Patrick Harris talk about the making of it, saying, apparently everybody knows this song in England. I'd never heard it before, right? But everybody knows this song in England, which I found very funny. So, yeah, I thought that was good. Should I look? Oh, should I look for the? Oh, wait a minute. I could look at BBC YouTube channel. I bet it's on there. BBC Doctor Who. I'd love to hear him talk about that. 1 second. If I can find that, that's worth trying to look up. Hang on. Videos. Let's go from. It'll be about a month ago. No. Before that. Becoming the Toymaker. Is this the one? Yeah, fine. 1 second. Just copy that. We go to downloads. Where is it? And doink. I might go back there. Video file.
Been an unbelievably exciting and exhausting role. Filming it has been crazy. I am being asked to do things that I have done in the past, but never simultaneously. It's been
I really genuinely thought he was excellent in it, right? I really, really did. But I think the episode is something I probably wouldn't go back to, right? Conancha said breaking a song would have worked in some way. They're entering out of reality via panto. Well, I think that's what was going on there. I just don't think they said it out clearly enough.
Gracious, and I picture it as a giant sandbox filled with quicksand. I'm sinking, and I'm playing. I'm not sure in what degree. One of the cool things about the toy maker is that he just dons visages based on...
Here, let's see if I can find them talking about the... I think he talks about over here, like everybody knew the song and I didn't.
To be doing a big dance number, he'll look like a band leader with crazy fright wig hair. So every look is totally unique and totally separate. The wardrobe is amazing.
Again, I think that's fair as well. Here, is this the bit where he talks about when nobody knows what this is?
Here to run through the boot to kind of pick up on the red of the costume. He's ended up, he doesn't know this, but he might. He's ended up in a pair of women's boots, but with red laces, and I just was really
at this exact time.
The only bit that was good when he talked about they're like
this universe.
Like everybody knew the song, but I didn't. See, I wish Kate Lethbridge Jim was this interesting in the show.
Spice Girl, spice up your...
Yeah, this is it. Yes, finally.
Delight. I've also had to do a giant musical dance number to Spice Girl, Spice Up Your Life. I've had to learn choreography for that.
I'm not a dancer, but Tim is a great teacher and he takes the onus upon himself. So
God, she just drains the interest out, I think, by talking. She's just I've really never heard somebody speak that just sucks the energy out of the room.
He takes the pressure off. He took the pressure off me, which really helped me to get it. And Neil's patience also. I got him a packet of plasters for his poor bashed toes at the end of the day.
I also had to wear these crazy teeth. That's far too many teeth.
So many teeth.
They made a mold of my teeth.
$1 million smile, baby.
It's actually kind of what my brain is actually like.
So it's not the clip I was looking for. Never mind. And that is a golden wrap of Neil. Yeah, no, okay, fine. So that's but basically said everybody on the set knew it, but I didn't. Okay, that was a long-winded way round of not knowing something. As Rusty says in the commentary, all the best songs have savagery to them. It's what I made. I can't decide scene in Lost of the Time. So brilliant. I agree with you. A lot of people hated that. And what makes Spice Up Your Life work so well. Again, I thought it really did. I mean, honestly, I wish I could just put a compilation of bits I like. Yeah, but there's not many of them. Actually, I really should. Right? I should put, again, a compilation of things I thought were worthwhile in the anniversary. Yeah, in from these 4 episodes, which would be Spice Up Your Life, Bit and Beep the Meep. I don't know what else. Not much. Shooty and Millie together. Right? It should be the most captivating musical sequence Doctor Who has ever done. The choreography, direction, and editing are on point, and the end result is truly terrifying. The Masters Bop, Rasputin and Paradox was good. Well, this is something else. I like the Rasputin dance, Power of the Daleks. Again, that's me for you. Doctor on Return. What fucking disappointment this was. Right? Yeah. This is 2023 in a sodding nutshell. Right? Yeah, they returned and it's shit. Right? It was just disappointing shit. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. Really super disappointing shit. The Dr. Donna Returns, and they shouldn't have done. That's what we learned. We should have got a 60th anniversary special instead. No, that would have been good. Exciting as it was to have David Tennant and Catherine take back for the 60s, We knew that it wasn't going to be business as usual. The Doctor and Donna. Donna's mind wipe meant that any conventional reunion was seemingly off the cards. Yeah, and their solution to it destroyed the new era. Right, and I'm not overstating that. Their idiotic solution literally destroyed the new era. Right? Yeah, like, oh, because I have a trans daughter who, like, now it's all good and we complete it. It's just stupid. I'm sorry. It was just, everything about it was stupid, as was the by generation. But then, 2/3 of the way into our first adventure, something wonderful happens, and the Doctor is reciting a sequence of word ending in what else? Binary. So stupid. Again, it hurts me how stupid it is. Binary. Russell Davis' script, Rachel Taylor's direction, and Murray Gold's score made this unwatchable garbage. All combined to make that moment stunning in its own right. It wasn't, but utterly rewarding for long-time fans. After 40 minutes dancing around the elephant, the Doctor and I are finally back. And it's not very good. And then just it looks like we're going to lose her again. There's a beautiful twist that enables her to keep living. And yeah, well, also the Doctor as well. There's another. The beautiful twists that allow them to keep living are shit. And that enables her to keep living, and while doubling as a powerful piece of transgender representation. Yeah, that's why it was shit, mate. Right? That's why it was shit. The word binary takes on a whole new significance. Everything comes together in one joyous, life-affirming moment, except for the vast majority of the planet. Except for if you're religious Christian or religious Muslim, right? You mean, again, the vast majority of the fucking planet, right? It's joyous and life-affirming that we managed to... This us, teeny, tiny minority that lives on Twitter has managed to tell the rest of the world to fuck off. We couldn't care less about them. Oh, it's so joyous and affirming. Just what Doctor Who does best. This destroyed the new era. Right? You pinpoint it right on. You TARDIS unveiled. Like everything else here, ridiculously expensive for zero effect. It really genuine. The console is too big. It's just all of it is just like let's put too much money in it. It's just ridiculously big. And so achingly, obviously, wheelchair friendly. Oh God, I hate it. Yeah, these are the low moments, right? These are not the high moments. The new TARDIS interior is always a massively hype, and this is the shittest one yet. Okay, what's worse, this or Jodas is between. This Jodas is worse, one would say. But there's, the Jodas one had this dearth of imagination. But not as much money. Oh, just money badly spent. That's just what this is money badly spent. Right? Was it right? The latest control room took things to a new level, and rightly so. I'm sorry, it didn't. We've been told the set was impossible. It wasn't. It was a big fucking room. It's a big room with wheelchair accessible ramps. It's not interesting. Look, somebody did a design sketch. You're like, well, I bet we could actually do that. Well, you could, but it looks like it's shit. It's even on screen. It was revealed it was spectacular. No, it wasn't. It's not logic defying or impossible. It's so boring. Even so on screen, reveals spectacular. Our tantalizing first glimpse of the set in Camden, right through the shots of the Doctor running around inside. It's a magical, seamless sequence. It feels right at home now on a Disney Plus show. Sadly, yes. But too much money, badly spent. Exactly. That's exactly what this is. And it's not just the size that the hero I'm going for. It's all the round things. What we used to call them roundels. This is also the most accessible TARDIS with sweeping. Yes, I know that's why you like it. Oh, just start with that. The TARDIS even has a built-in ramp and exterior. God, I hate it all. And this is to be, and this is as it should be. Why? After all, the question of wheelchair accessible came into the equation. 1970 production struggled with canine entry. Yeah, but we just didn't show it. Like I don't know. Now I do think there was a scene where Wilf couldn't get in the TARDIS easily, right? There was because he's in a wheelchair, and that would tie into the wheelchair access, right? I can see that being the case, but without it, that is just stupid, right? The ramp has always been the logical addition. No, the TARDIS is more to let people in and out. In short, spellbinding TARDIS, spellbinding new TARDIS, thankfully sticking around. So, but yeah, we're seeing lots of it, but I'm just bored as fuck by it. I really am. 14th Doctor by Generation. This was shit. Oh, this was shit beyond shit. This was jump the shark shit for a 60-year-old show that jumped the shark many times before. This was, again, it was just shit. The idea that doesn't make sense, that doesn't work, and the idea was they wanted to see both Doctors. They want to have a multi-Doctor story with a future Doctor. So, and I also think they wanted to separate this new incarnation of Doctor Who from previous Doctor Who, so it's a soft reboot essentially. That or even quite a hard reboot. Like, this is a different character. Like, David Tennant's Doctor is the original Doctor. Ncuti Gatwa is a different branch of it. So this is going to be the Disney one, I guess. All right, but I just think it's shit. From the beginning, the Doctor regenerated from one incarnation to the other. Yeah, well, you mean something that worked. Then, for the first time ever, the outgoing Doctor was not replaced by the successor, but was able to keep existing alongside, and it was shit. It's been suggested that similar rules now apply to previous regeneration. Yeah, they all exist now, right? Ross Lee Davis revealed that it's all part of a bigger plan to create a Doctorverse where previous Doctors are still out there and return over drop a hat without need of explanation that why they look older. Look, Moffat worked that out in a single line with was it Time Crash? There wasn't Moffat. It was Rusty Evans working in a single line with Time Crash. It was fine. It doesn't matter, really, bottom line. They didn't explain why they're all older in the 5 Doctors, and it was fine. All right, whereby you want to turn that drop of the hat without need to explain. From this perspective, by regeneration is the best person present we could have hoped. It was shit. It was an idea that wasn't very good. It's understandable that many have quibbles about with the concept. But for us, bioregeneration scene itself was brilliant. I didn't think it was good at all. And again, if they're going to do a 60th anniversary, maybe reference older Doctors. Like when you're playing the stupid ball game, every time the Doctor catches the ball, it could be a different incarnation. I've said this many times. It doesn't need to be the all of them, because that would be stupid. Maybe William Hartnell, go, right? And then you'll do a bit of Tom Baker, then on to Patrick Troughton. Maybe Sylvester McCoy. I don't know. Maybe Sylvester McCoy and Matt Smith, right? Yeah, I think that works well. So we're up to by generation. The scene is brilliant. Never before have outgoing and incoming Doctors been able to communicate like this, and it wasn't very good. Right, the sequence of the 14th, 15th Doctor teaming up, Acacia Catch was a great fight. It wasn't. This was again. He was much better when he appeared on his own in Church on Ruby Road. Right, it allowed to see much more Ncuti Gatwa than a traditional regeneration scene would have done. And without all the usual post-regeneration shenanigans, he's free to be as charming. And it just wasn't very good. It wasn't charming, didn't win me over, wasn't fun, wasn't funny. Right? A fascinating, exciting way to introduce a new Doctor and launch launch the next 6 years of Doctor Who. I'm all for experimentation. That's a failed one. Will's Farewell. They should have really just cut this all together. Because it like stuck out like a sore bloody thumb. Right? Interesting, they didn't say Church and Ruby Road, right? Ncuti Gatwa didn't get a look in. Will's Farewell, I mean, like, it was lovely seeing him, but he just seemed so out of place, right? And then he was like, and then he just vanished from screen. It was weird, right? One member of Noble Clan was conspicuously absent from the Starbeast, was Granddad's Wilf, right? Yeah, I think he probably was supposed to be put there. We knew that Bernard Cribbins had filmed some material in Camden before his passing, but it wasn't clear if he managed to tape all of his scenes. Apparently not. It was entirely possible that his performance had been left on the cutting room floor, as was the case with Harold Atfield before. I think that probably was the case, right? And I think they should probably put all those bits on the DVD, but they're not, though. Interesting. Thankfully, that Camden scene did make it to screen with the end with End of Wild Blue Yonder with Cribbins passing. It was all the more poignant to see Wilf meet the Doctor again one last time. But it didn't go anywhere, right? It was like if they didn't leave it dangling with nowhere, it was lovely to see Jamie and Zoe back in the Five Doctors, but like they didn't just like wander off screen. It didn't make sense. Though he was set to appear in a more prominently in the giggle, he was instead represented by a sparingly used double, and Swift exits the stage following a cliffhanger resolution. As it stands, then Will's final scene in the Hooniverse, and by accident rather than design, Cribbins' final screen performance. Will's reaction to seeing Ten's face again is beautiful. And it's a beautiful anniversary, and it's all about celebrating the past. Yeah, okay, fine. But again, that this shouldn't have been the best moment of the anniversary year, right? Dr. Vance will never forget the scene Farewell Old Soldier. This should have been an interesting side note in the anniversary year, but it wasn't, right? It was a okay, 2023 was a year of duds, right? It was a year of massive, massive duds, as this article points out, right? And it really does point out. Fine with that, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I went long. I'm gonna wrap it up. Mark Cook is here. How you doing, Mark Cook, should I? It would be very difficult to come up with something worse than Doomsday, though. Which one was Doomsday? Well, this was worse than Doomsday. I remember, yeah, Doomsday was kind of fun. I liked it. Falcon Hours here. How you doing, Falcon Out? Wouldn't trust Rusty overriding a shopping list these days. I hear you, right? Venom Broly, 1993 is here. How you doing, Venom Broly? The break, fine. I think we covered everything. Fine. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap up. I am back tomorrow, 5 o'clock UK time, for more perverse fun and some off-putting shenanigans. I'm sure the thumbnail will have some girly goodness in it. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. I'm going to hit it again. Say good night.